Top 10 fans, welcome to another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.
Here from the Top 10 show, I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost, and this is a show we do for Patreon, or our patrons over at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10, where they send in whatever they'd like to ask us, bring up topics of discussion, whatever the case is. They send it in there, we read it.
Yeah.
And I think you start this time, friend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's jump into it. Let's see. This one's from CJC Clark. So I think this is Chuck Clark. He says, "Hello, Matt and John. Hope you and everyone listening is doing well. If you guys could be a fly on the wall for the filming of any scene in movie history, which one would it be? I think mine might be the famous scene in Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I don't know if you've seen that movie, Matt. Probably a basic answer, but watching two of the best work off each other would be hard to pass up. Thanks for taking my question and have a great day. Chuck Clark, hashtag Let's Go Mountaineers." Matt, what's your answer to this one?
It's a good question.
It is. It is.
I kind of want to see somebody go way over the top.
Okay.
And see how it feels in the room versus how it felt in the theater.
Oh, good question. Good point of view. Yeah.
Yeah. So like certain things may work, but if you watched it in real time, you're like, wow, this looks like, how is this going to translate type of thing? Or do you feel the raw power of it? It doesn't look ridiculous like they're chewing scenery. Like say Gary Oldman in The Professional.
Right.
It's like that looks like it could go very wrong, I'd imagine, in person to some people.
Right.
And then it just like, wow, or was it incredibly powerful? Or anything Day-Lewis does where he's 100% dialed into his character. And do you feel that same magic, on set that you do across film?
What if you're in that cavern with him and Ridley Scott? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Ridley Scott and everybody. And he's like, Michael Mann. And he's just like, stay alive. I will find you. And you're like, oh man, this is pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah. Does it resonate as well? And, certain comedies just to be on the set.
Oh man.
Just hanging out, like, because you'll see like bloopers and outtakes sometimes from movies and TV shows, and they're starting to crack up and the line's not funny or the punchline is kind of weak and it's a setup to another punchline, like it's building to. So you're like, what the fuck are you laughing at? Or is that set just that much fun where somebody was cracking jokes right before they started? Now they can't get out of their head and they can't deliver this line type of thing.
Yeah.
Like what would be fun? Something along those lines. What do you have?
Well, I mean, the thing is crazy about it is you make an excellent point, because my friend Shannon worked on a set for 3 days on The Mentalist. This was a few years ago. The story's always stuck with me. He worked with Simon Baker. Like he was in a few scenes with Simon Baker. And he said to me, he's like, this motherfucker isn't doing anything. He isn't doing anything. And then he goes and he was in like the area where you could see the monitors, and he's rewatching the playback of the scenes that he's in. And he is blown away by how Simon looks on screen, and it looks like he's doing a lot. But when you're in the room, it looks like he's not doing anything or not much. So that's what you talk about, this idea of like, what would it like to be in the room? Would you still have the same effect as if you were watching it in a theater or whatever? So I totally get that perspective on it. I think for me, I think there are a few that pop into mind. I'd love to have been there with Coppola for Brando. Any of the Brando scenes in Apocalypse Now, like with Martin Sheen or with Hopper, those scenes where he's just like kind of doing those monologues, just to be in that fucking place. And you're probably so alive because at any moment a tsunami's coming to tear your set to pieces. So you're capturing this guy, and you got the drama between him and Coppola because he's overweight, he hasn't read the lines, he hasn't memorized the lines, and so that frustration, the energy of it all would probably drive my anxiety through the roof. But just being able to witness someone like that do a scene like that would be incredible. I think Denzel as Malcolm, maybe in the and I'd be in the production. I wouldn't be in the audience, but maybe during that scene where he's like, Plymouth Rock, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock, Plymouth Rock landed on us. Like to be in the room to see him delivering Malcolm X speech, I think would be incredible. And comedy wise, probably Will Ferrell in Anchorman, or maybe even in Wedding Crashers when he has that scene with Owen Wilson near the end of the movie, just to see him improvising and doing crazy shit.
Sure.
That would be fun as fuck, man.
What if you were in the crowd for Rocky IV, and just like
Oh.
it works for me at least. It
I know
works.
it does. I know it does.
It's got a certain you can change. Does it have? Are you watching that going, oh my God?
Yeah.
What has happened to this character?
What is going on? Is this gonna work?
What is this? But it fucking works. It works. So yeah, there's got to be. I love that dude. What is it, Simon? Whatever.
Simon Baker. Yeah.
Baker.
Yeah.
Because Catherine liked The Mentalist, so I watched it on and off with her, and it's formulaic, whatever. It's procedural drama on CBS.
Totally.
But he looks like he's miscast. He should be a pretty boy in a Western because he has the same eyes. He does that peering into the sun a la Kurt Russell in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Just every scene. Oh yeah. And he is excellent on that show.
He's perfect for that show.
He is excellent on that show. Everybody else to me is pretty much a swing and a miss. Not kidding. I don't like the performances of anyone else on that show. And he is something to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he never really translated. I know they tried him. He was in Margin Call and some rom-com thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember that. They tried to make him work. Kind of like Josh Lucas. They tried to make him work, and in the end, it just wasn't enough. Because he's Australian too.
According to Josh, he said he walked away.
What?
Josh,
Lucas. Oh, he's saying he walked away?
Oh, no, not Lucas. I'm thinking Hart.
Oh, Josh Hartnett. Yeah. He did
Hartnett.
say he walked away. He said the stuff he was being offered just didn't excite him anymore. And he wasn't really built to be kind of that teen heartthrob thing. So that's why when he showed up in Penny Dreadful, I was like, and then the show, I watched the show and he was great. So yeah, I get it. Sometimes, just because you're, I don't know, I don't want to say this in a way that's like kind of, but just because you'll have a certain look doesn't mean you're necessarily comfortable being that thing. Look at Pitt. Pitt's done his whole life. He's trying to run away from that pretty boy shit with the roles he chooses.
Has he?
I feel like,
yes, and no.
Okay, fair. He's pretty dirty and snatched, but he's still good looking.
He still takes his shirt off, and you're like,
you're right. He does.
This dude is in excellent shape. And then in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's not out. I'm gonna fix this antenna. Let me just take my shirt off. All right.
Let me beat up the Manson.
Yeah, the character's motivation is not peacocking.
No, true.
Character more than often.
Yeah.
Does peacock at some point.
I find it different than Affleck though. Affleck has to take his shirt off in every film, except for maybe way back. But like this one, but like with Pitt, I think it seems organically natural in the films that he's in.
We've seen him do it so many times now that it just seems. Yeah, he's got his shirt off. He takes his shirt off. He does sometimes. It's fine. We're all, he's good.
What about the Marvel movies? Maybe at the end of Endgame for any of those moments. I mean, it's green screen, but still they're acting.
I was going to say Attack of the Clones. What can you imagine being on that where they had the full everything? You're sitting on this and everything is green screened. Like, how stilted does this dialogue feel between these two characters?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Point.
We're younglings. I realize that's in the third Revenge of the Sith, but dude, you're an excellent actor, man. This must have been tough.
That's a tennis ball. That's a tennis ball that you're acting at. That's pretty incredible.
I genuinely don't know how good an actor Hayden Christensen is on some. Oh, there was that something glass, broken glass. Shattered glass.
He was good.
I saw that. It was all right.
He's good in that.
Yeah, I like Jumper.
Oh yeah, a lot of people like Jumper. Yeah, totally. Well, we'll see what happens. He's coming back for Kenobi, so you'll get a chance to assess him a little bit more.
Hold on. Chris Evans had one that was roughly similar to Jumper, right? I think I like that one better than Jumper.
Yeah. Wasn't Tom Holland in that one too?
It was Chris Evans and Dakota Fanning, I want to say, in the Chris Evans one. And then Jumper was Christensen and maybe Rachel Bilson?
That sounds about right to me. Let me see here.
When Chris Evans was getting a shot?
Chris Evans. Let's see here. Push. I think Push is the one you're thinking of, right? Yep. Push. Right. He's two young Americans with special abilities must race to find a girl in Hong Kong before a shadowy government organization called Division does. Camilla Bell's in this. Wow. And Dakota Fanning. Yeah, you're right. Good call, man. Chris Evans, Corey Stoll. Wow.
Yeah, couldn't tell you who else is in it. It's been a while.
Okay.
But I think I remember liking Push more than Jumper. Like Jumper could have been something.
Yeah. Oh, the guy who directed that directed Lucky Number 11, Howard, which is what Josh Hartnett was in. I liked Lucky Number 11. That was good.
Yeah.
Oh, he also directed 4 episodes of Sherlock. So, all right. Not a bad actor. Or director, rather. All right. Fair enough. Paul McGuigan. Okay. All right, guy. Any other answers to this one?
I mean, sure. I mean, I could keep going.
Yeah. Would you want to be in the crowd for Hoosiers or something?
No.
All right. White Man Can't Jump. Would you want to be there watching Wesley and
to see how bad Wesley was and how pretty good, like Woody has a legit jumper. That's all you ever heard. And Wesley could not fucking dribble. Like, could not.
Where are the outtakes for that, man?
Where are they? They're sitting. That B-roll is sitting on the floor somewhere. It exists.
I think is it John Sayles who directed that one? I forget.
I don't remember.
He's got it like hanging over Woody or Wesley's life. You say one negative thing about me, bro.
Well, that's why he didn't have money to pay taxes. He was being blackmailed on the side. Yeah. I mean, I don't you think that the football scenes would be relatively underwhelming?
The football scenes,
or pardon me, the sports scenes. I was trying to, in my head, I was simultaneously trying to think of sports movies where it could work. And I'm like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because there's no game flow. They're stopping and starting and taking shots. And it's just like, there's a guy running this way. Okay, everybody go crazy.
You got to film it a certain way. And
so
angles and stuff. Yeah, I guess
you haven't watched the movie. So these are just actors to you.
Yeah.
Unless it's Blue Chips. And it's like, well, there's Shaq and there's Penny.
Right.
And possibly, but still probably not.
Yeah. Oof. All right. Let's move on to our next thing. Thank you very much, Chuck Clark. Very kind of you to send in a topic for us to talk about.
Next one is from Ashley Prowse and says, "Hey guys, hope you're all set for a very different Christmas." He sent this a couple of days before Christmas. Hope 2021 brings you luck, fortune, success, and all of that. My question is, with the lack of films coming out, will you guys do a top 10 TV shows in the future? Stay safe, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. Best wishes. Ashley Prowse. It's not, this has come up a few times lately.
It has, yeah.
So apparently people want us to do fucking some sort of back off, people. We get it. We get it.
I mean, we just did last week the top 10 top things we miss about going to the theater. So that was kind of our way of stepping out of our normal.
It's a little curveball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's still many, many, many topics and movies that we can tackle that are related. And yes, we had been doing the show attached to a new release, so that kind of hindered us a little bit, but I feel like we've navigated it well, as much as can be expected. And the movies are starting to slowly come out now, because they're going to come out on streaming. They're going to come out in other places and in the theaters as well. It doesn't mean that people are going to be running back to the theater, because I saw yesterday Regal is going to try to open their theaters in LA in like April or something, or March. So if they start to open their theaters, they're going to need content. So we'll see if the studios are going to now start dropping these things day and date across the board for the next year. So we'll have stuff to connect to it. So that won't be an issue. But that being said, Matt and I have discussed the top 10 TV shows or top 10 TV characters or whatever. I'm sure that's something we could kick around as a fun change of pace for us.
Yeah. I think if the past 10 months have shown us anything, that anything's possible.
Yeah.
So for good or for ill,
that's 10 fucking hours. What are you talking about?
I know, but it's been about 10 months where if you want to tell me 2021 was, the Mayans were dyslexic on the last 2 digits of 2012.
Yeah.
It was like, actually it was 2021. I buy it. It's been a hell of a buildup. So yeah, it's possible we could do a TV topic or something along those lines to deviate from the norm a little bit.
Yeah.
Also keeps it, interesting for us as well to do something different.
Absolutely. More than anything else, it's really what we're inspired to do, because that's when you're going to get our best shows, is when Matt and I are both on the same page and we're inspired by a topic, are inspired to explore on something more on a topic and kind of bring our best to it. So yeah.
Cut to us in like 18 years. We're doing top 10 granola bars this week.
We're still doing this thing in 18 years.
Exactly. Everyone, once again, one of us you can see a pistol shakily coming into.
Top 10 eighth installments in a franchise.
Oh my God. Top 10 second directors on sci-fi movies from the 80s. Oh my God.
Oh man. God help us all. God help us all. Oh, but I mean, maybe, but the thing we haven't done in a while is have a guest on the show. So maybe down the road, that'll be something we explore more in 2020. Because everyone's sitting at home, man. I've been nervous about reaching out to people because you never know. But then I see people that like have way less followers than I do, are somehow able to land these guests or these stars or these actors or these directors. And I'm like, well, shit, if all you have to do is ask, because they're probably just sitting around waiting to talk about something, then why not? So it could be fun for us to get some more guests on the show in 2021 for sure. So that's another way we could kind of extend this thing out a little bit and have a little fun.
Sure.
But top 10 granola bars, I'm down. I can do
that. Hopefully it's a long way off. Way off.
We won't be able to. I don't know if we'll be able to eat granola in 18 years. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how many teeth I'm going to have left.
I mean, what do you think the fucking chances are the Regal actually makes it open more than 48 hours with a March, April?
I don't know. Yeah, they're talking about March or April, something like that.
There's stories where ambulance is getting waved off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in two months, we're going to be right as rain. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, they're looking to open in March in New York and a couple other places and Los Angeles. Yeah. So crazy to think about. But I agree with you, man. And I'll tell you this why, because like I'm not going to reveal too much because certain things I can't say, but I have people I know who are high up in the LA and San Diego areas for like in the coroner's departments. And the coroner departments.
Okay, sure.
And they have let it be known that what you're hearing is true. Like the ambulance stuff, I knew about that like a month ago, that was something that they were kicking around, and I was shocked by it all. But like, this is what they're doing now. If you're not a person, if they're going to try to, a couple times, if they can't save you or whatever, that's it. You're done. And they're going to call the people to come get you and put you in the bag. So it just depends on the city you're in. It depends on the city. LA right now is so strapped for space, for bodies.
Yeah.
It's just insane. So they've got to do these regulations now where they don't waste time. I don't mean waste time in a negative way, but they don't spend time trying to resuscitate you for too long, because after a while, it can't be done. And they have to move on to the next call because they've got all these bodies from people who are getting COVID. I mean, we had 4,100 deaths yesterday as of this recording.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I didn't know that they officially said that there's a specific limitation on the number of times of resuscitation, or if there's a time limit or something along those lines. I just read about numerous hospitals. Their oxygen capacity was technically it's in every room, but it was never designed to be used in every room.
Right.
So to pump that much oxygen through, you have to keep the pressure up, which freezes the pipes and then would cut off oxygen circulation to everybody. So you have to limit the number of people on it. And you're like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we could potentially be killing all of these people. So we're waving you off. We are waving you off. You need to go somewhere else. And you're like, all right. This is it's banana time. It's banana time. But anyway, so we're going back to the movies in 2 months. I think by March, they said it might open on March 72nd or March 83rd. Because I would guess June, July.
Yeah.
August. No, then.
Just to clarify, this is on NPR, so I'm not like speaking out of turn. Los Angeles County Emergency Medical Service Agencies are directing EMTs not to bring people who have little chance of survival into hospitals. That's the thing. So they're only going to resuscitate you for a little bit. And it's exactly for what you said, Matt, to conserve oxygen out in the field. Right. Exactly. And in the rooms. So it's mind-blowing, man. It's just mind-blowing what's happening. So yeah, movies in 2 months. No way. No way. They can try. They can say all that shit.
Maybe New York, maybe other places, but certainly not here.
No, it's too nuts in LA. It's too nuts, man.
Yeah.
Whew. I don't know. It's craziness. Anyway, all right. Was that the answer? Did we answer that one? Yeah, I think so. We'll consider it, Ashley. That's for sure. Henrik Winterland. His body is a Winterland. That's right. Hey there, John and Matt. Hope both of you are doing well. My question to the both of you is, what is a historical event or historical individual that you would like to see a movie about that hasn't been done/done well? Personally, I'd love to see a great movie about Teddy Roosevelt or the Donner Party. Jesus Christ. Thanks in advance and stay safe. Best wishes, Henrik. All right, Matt. The Donner Party, where they eat each other, or Teddy Roosevelt. So you tell me, what's a historical thing you'd want to see?
Well, we kind of saw Donner Party and Ravenous, and I like Ravenous a lot.
Fair point.
Yeah. I understand that it is not a well-liked movie, but for some reason, the mania of it really works for me. Is it Richard Carlyle? Robert Carlyle.
Was it Robert Carlyle? Okay.
Robert Carlyle.
I just remember, what's his face? The guy with the bright blue eyes. I forget his name.
It's Ethan. Is it Ethan Hawke?
Maybe. Let's take a look here. Ravenous. For our podcast listeners, yeah, it is Guy Pearce, Robert Carlyle, David Arquette, Jeremy Davies, Neil McDonough is who I'm thinking of. Jeffrey Jones is up in this thing.
Yeah.
Don't eat me. Don't eat me. And who are you saying? Who's the other person? No, there's no Ethan Hawke.
Guy Pearce. No, Guy Pearce is Ethan Hawke, who I was thinking of with their Ethan Hawke.
Okay. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah, I understand the criticism of people saying it's not a good movie because it's not fun.
Okay.
But I don't know how you do a movie about that and make it fun. Like, it's dark and depressing and it's not,
Wow.
Anyway, it worked for me. So if you want to watch the Donner Party, go watch Ravenous. That's my recommendation to you. Teddy.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go
ahead. Teddy be a good one.
Yeah.
Just about any compelling president I'd be in on. And then historical figure. Well, we've already seen the Gandhi.
Yes.
Genghis Khan's, not including, what's already been previously done. Love to see that. I'd love to see a good Alexander.
Oh, yeah. Right. Good call.
Yeah. I don't despise Colin Farrell's. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Right.
It's just, for as epic as that man's life apparently was, that movie just didn't live up to. How do you do it, though? I mean, it's really difficult. But anyway.
Yeah. I like the Teddy Roosevelt idea.
Sure.
We've seen a good, and I don't want to speak out to, but we've seen a good Hitler movie in Downfall. I think that's covered.
What about a movie from the perspective of James Cromwell?
Oh, okay.
So, leader of the British forces in the American Revolution.
Yeah.
So, to come in with these superior forces and then ultimately having to, superior forces from the acclaimed world's strongest nation with the greatest navy in the world and the fighting force that nobody wants to go up against, and to lose that to a group of colonies.
Yeah.
I think that could be super interesting.
I like that. I like that approach to it. We've seen a bunch of films about Elizabeth, about Victoria, about Elizabeth I. Have we seen a good King Henry VIII? Have we seen a good? I mean, a lot. I've been doing some weird deep dives. I've been watching that show Wolf Hall, that's on that was on PBS, and it's, I'm sure it's a British show first, and then it was on PBS here in the States. But Damian Lewis plays King Henry VIII, right? And it's like, well, before you see the rotund pictures, he actually wasn't rotund when he was king initially. It was just later. So an interesting exploration of his story would be good. I think, isn't that part of the Tudors or whatever? I don't know, whatever that guy's name is playing one of the, maybe he's playing King Henry VIII. I don't know, but I'd like to see that in a movie exploration. Have we seen a good FDR movie? We haven't seen a good FDR movie. That motherfucker served almost 4 terms. We haven't seen a good FDR movie.
Yeah. There's the Bill Murray one.
Yeah. There's also the Kenneth Branagh one where he's getting his legs back, or he's going Hope Springs or whatever it's called. But I don't know. I haven't seen one where it's like, he's in command. He's the president, for God's sakes. I know John Voight played him ironically in Pearl Harbor, but I don't know. I just feel like there should be a movie.
Yeah, that wasn't it.
No,
I've seen it. That wasn't it.
The movie's terrible. That wasn't it.
Yeah, it's not good. That's all right though. Hey, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
They can't all be gems.
No. Is there anybody else?
It's Cornwallis, not Cromwell. Cromwell's the actor.
Cornwallis. Gotcha.
I knew I said the wrong thing, and I just looked it up. I was like, what is it? I know it's not Cornwall.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, I felt bad about that whole time.
I like Genghis Khan. I like that idea.
It's impossible to do, though.
Yeah.
I think because you would need... minimum to me would be 3 hours, but you might need a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's tough to sustain.
Have we seen a good George Washington movie? I don't think we've seen a good George Washington movie.
Or a good Ben Franklin.
Yeah. You got 1776, but that's not really the Ben Franklin story. But yeah, that would be cool because we got Lincoln with Lincoln. We got that. That you could wrap the book on that. Like you can just close the book. I don't need to see another Lincoln. If you do one, great. But Daniel Day just really nailed it, in terms of the performance.
Charlemagne.
Oh, King Charlemagne. All right.
Just what was that like? I don't know. Bring it to life for me.
Yeah.
I mean, any of the Roman. I'm trying to get a stick, veer from the Roman and Greek because those come up the most often.
Right. I mean, has there been one in the States for Simón Bolivar? I mean, the guy who liberated so many Latino countries, so many countries that spoke Spanish down there in South America.
Well,
I'd like to see one. There's probably one that was made in South America that's probably incredible, but never made it to the States.
Yeah.
I'd like to see one in the States, so the guys, we've been running through the Jeopardy stuff on Netflix. We were just tearing through Jeopardy episodes. And one of the categories was Bolivar. And I was like, oh my God, if he's got his own category, there should be a movie done for this guy here in the States, for God's sake. So just put it out.
I wish I knew more. I would know the name if somebody said it, but of Aztec and Incan leaders.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know. I want to say this. Aztecs had one called Smoked Jaguar. It's a great name.
I'm sorry.
It's a great name.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Smoke Jaguar. I want to look this up.
Yeah, either that was his name or that's what he was called. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's like, it's
you're right.
Whatever a common name was, and then but I'm pretty sure it's called Smoked Jaguar.
Chan Emix Kowalil is the actual name of him, but yes, Smoked Jaguar. He's the 12th ruler of the Maya city Copan.
Mayan, there you go. It wasn't even the Incas, Aztecs. It was the fucking Mayans. I got that wrong.
He's thought to be the longest reigning king of Copan, ruling from 628 to 695. Wow. Became king at 15. Oof. All right.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Or the Incans that came into contact with the Spanish. I know I've read that individual's name, but I couldn't tell you it off the top of no chance. It's been a long time.
What about some of the Native American leaders? I mean, we haven't seen anything. We've seen anything. Yeah. Chief Joseph Sitting Bull, Geronimo. Have we seen their points of views made by Native American directors, written by Native American writers, starring Native American actors, but getting a big release from the studios? I would like to see that. Our country's history, and all of that for sure. I'd be down with that. Atahualpa was the last Incan emperor. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
Nothing. Supposedly when the Spanish showed up, the people that saw him never seen a horse, so they thought that it was one being, a man and a horse together.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're like, Jesus. I mean, what else? I don't know what the hell you would think in that instance, but
the centaur, yeah.
Let's see. Who else?
What about good Hulk Hogan? Oh, wait, that's coming. Never mind.
That is coming. Can we call him a historical figure at this point?
I feel like he's historical.
Yeah, yes, you're not wrong.
Isn't Reagan a historical figure? And he was big in the 80s too.
Oh, so Hulk Hogan is as important to the average person as a president?
I look, I'm going to put it out there. I would argue you could have a conversation with people and be like, if I say the word Reagan or Hulk Hogan, and see how many people would not know one over the other. I think it'd be very close. I think it would be very close, Matt.
Okay. Right now.
What do you mean right now?
Who was the famous wrestler during Thomas Jefferson's time?
There was no famous wrestler.
Exactly. So 200 years from now, some people may know
it was
Hulk
the
Hogan.
It was the smoke Jaguar. That's what it was.
He is, but he will be. This Ronald Reagan will be Smoke Jaguar, who history will remember.
People will remember Hulk Hogan
to some degree, but it should dissipate. It should dissipate.
No way.
Very few celebrities carry over. Okay, how many celebrities of that kind of resonance from the 50s still have that effect now?
Paul Newman. People still remember Paul Newman from the 50s.
Yeah.
Well, people go all the way back. You could do Bogart. You could do Clark Gable, Jimmy Stewart. There's a number. There's a number.
Yeah, but we're talking, given all the people that were going at that point, here's the 8 to 10 that now translate over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And 50 years of that 8 to 10, will it still be 8 to 10 or will it be 4 to 5?
You make a good point. Maybe. I mean, like, how many people remember the great wrestlers from the 50s? There aren't that many that remember them. I mean, you've got Gorgeous George. You've got some of the other professional wrestlers, but they start to fade a little bit as the generations go on.
I mean, Hogan is different.
Hogan is different.
He was the first true international star.
Thank you.
He was
immortal. Thanks
to television. Now people across the world could see this, and he has. I mean, it's completely different than wrestlers of a previous era.
Yeah.
So he could be remembered as the first of a style of entertainment that in a future generations will also, as adults, be befuddled that their friends can still watch it 2 to 3 times a week, because that's where I'm at now. And I can't believe wrestling still has a hold on 40-year-old guys that I know. It is amazing. So I think that will still exist. And there will still be people like me questioning why.
The leg drop of death. Come on, man.
How do you tune in twice, 3 times a week?
There's like 5 shows now, dude. 6, actually, because you've got Raw, SmackDown, NXT. That's the WWE brand. Then you have AEW, Dynamite. Then you have Impact, Ring of Honor. There's so much now going on in professional and the women's stuff, the women's divisions as well. So there's a lot going on.
Sounds like too much.
Yeah, well, people have said that. People have said they're kind of thinning out the product a little bit with the amount of wrestling that you're seeing. So yeah, but somebody's watching because they're still on the air.
Yeah, to me that product is so thin, it's completely transparent. That's how thin that product is. I can see right through it.
I was just looking at my book. Yeah, maybe a thing on Kurosawa. We haven't seen a movie on Kurosawa as a director or Toshiro Mifune as an actor. That would be very interesting to see in terms of historical figures, for sure. All right. I think that's good, man. Let's wrap up. We're at almost 35 minutes. Thank you, Henrik Winterland, for that great question. And thank you to everyone who sent in questions today. And thank you to all of you who are patrons of the Top 10 and send in your questions or topics for us to discuss. We appreciate it.
Yes, we do. And if you want to join us and be part of the show, head over to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. And I think that's it for this week. You can follow me anywhere at Matt Nost.
Yeah, you can follow me at The Roca Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And please sign up to our YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just type in the Top 10 and either one of our names, and it should come up there. So go and sign up there and give our content some likes and some views and some comments. We'd appreciate it. All right, we'll talk to you next time on another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.